Volume 3, Completoed. Volume 3, as many of you already know, contains chapter 18 through chapter 26. So first, we finish the fight with Buggy the Clown. There's some good scenes there. There's some fun action in there. You know, it's cool, but it's mostly like I'm very much trying to get through the intro to this manga to get to what I believe is where the meat starts. We like the design of Buggy the Clown and his cohorts. I'm flipping through it again to remind myself. I finished this the other night, but I read it kind of in 2 or 3 different sittings. And they have this cool early sketch of Boogie the Clown. I like that name too. I kind of like that he defeats Buggy. And then they do some of the they do reveal the backstory where Buggy and Shanks were working together on another captain's ship. So that's pretty cool, which is sort of the origin of how Buggy got a hold of a devil fruit and became, what was he? He's a chop man instead of a rubber man, right? He can be chopped up and no problem, you know? It takes a couple chapters to actually finally finish him off. Was it chapter 21 when he's finally done? Yeah. Well, they finish him off in 20. He's done in 21. And oh yeah, Chow Chow makes a brief reappearance. I like that. I hope there's more of him at some point. Or more doggos. And the mayor thanks them after the villagers try to turn on them. Something like that happens, right? And then we have this interesting like interlude chapter. It's chapter 22. I don't remember if this is actually in the anime. But they land on an island and meet a pirate stuck in a treasure chest who's been guarding treasure on this island for a long time. And there's a bunch of very strange creatures. And he's got like a giant afro. I kind of enjoyed this. It feels like a little one-off thing. I imagine the character may return at some point, but I did enjoy this chapter. And you kind of expect maybe he's going to join the crew, and then he chooses not to, right? This drawing in particular of him crying when he finds out the truth about the treasure, you know. I have to, yeah. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. And then they leave him and they move on and they go to a nearby island in order, what was the idea? To get a real ship, I think was the idea, yeah. And hence begins the Usopp storyline, which I do remember parts of from the anime, but I've never read it in the manga, and I struggled. This section, this whole thing, I remember struggling through in the anime, and it's been much more, still, you know, much easier to read for me. Usopp, it's the same thing. He's like a Chicken Little type character, tall tale teller. They run into him and the kids that are his quote unquote pirate crew. And yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns here, because normally at first it looks like there's going to be a conflict, but then once he realizes they're on an adventure, basically once he realizes they're looking for a crew, he wants to talk to them, and they kind of make friends pretty quick. Of course, you learn about Skaya and her butler and Django. And you begin to get a sense of that story. And then it kind of ends. It ends on it's a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of Volume 3. You're not sure what state Luffy's in. No one's listening to Usopp. And you just don't know what's going to happen. Now, I have seen the conclusion of that, and I know it's coming a little bit, but very soon after that, probably by the end of the next volume, I'm going to be into totally new content for me. So I'm looking forward to that. But we had to get through the first 3 volumes. Mission complete. Check. I can start getting to some brand new stuff here soon, and I will. So, but overall, I really, through my multiple attempts, Luffy in particular has really grown on me. The manga in particular is more digestible for me than the anime, though I'm pretty sure once I actually read through all this, then I'm really going to want to watch it as well. So I do have a question for you guys out there who have read this. How did you read this, or how are you staying on top of this? Are you buying the individual volumes? Are you buying these 3, the multi-volume books? Or are you, let's just say, are you on Shonen Jump reading the chapters? Or are you reading the chapters, online in some other way? You don't need to go into detail, but like, what's your preferred way? I realize like the fan translation is somewhat preferred due to certain things, but I'm doing what I can to stay legal here, and I want to support. So I may move forward. I don't like I don't like the pages are a little bit thin, and the book ends up like really, it bends around too easily. So I don't know that I want to buy a bunch of these. So that leaves either the individual volumes, which typically, in my experience, are heavier stock and stiffer, or I could just read the chapters through Shonen Jump, which I do have an active account for. I may move forward on those for some of it, but I don't know. I'm tempted by the individual volumes. It's just pretty expensive that way. What do you guys prefer? How do you prefer to read this stuff? Digitally or physically? And if physically, the 3-volume sets, the single volumes, or how? How are you doing this? I appreciate you guys for watching this and hanging out. And it's about to get much more interesting, I think. So stick with me. Until next time.